Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So today we're going to talk about beginner SARMS cutting stacks, and I'm also obviously going to do an advanced cutting stack video as well. So before we get into that, I just want to give a big thank you to everybody out there helping to support the channel, helping us to regrow, leaving comments, leaving likes. It is beyond appreciated and I can't thank you enough. Please, if you're new here or if you're watching and haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button, please. And also, make sure to check that bell notification as well. Otherwise, you're not going to get updates from YouTube every time that I upload new content. You don't want to miss anything. And lastly, hit that like button if you're enjoying it because it only helps the channel grow. And then I'm just going to put out more videos for everybody. So let's get into some beginner cutting stacks with SARMS. These are going to be stacks of like 2 SARMS that are more for beginners. We'll get a little bit more advanced in the next video. My favorite all-time SARMS cutting stack when we're just looking at 2 is GW 501516 and S4. That is like tried and true, been going since damn near the beginning of SARMS use. GW came a little bit after S4 and MK2866, but this is one of the first main, beginner or just smaller cutting stacks out there. Extremely effective. We all know how effective both are. S4 with that lean muscle gain and that kind of muscle hardening effect, and GW with increasing the endurance levels, boosting metabolism, allowing you to just do so much more, and obviously allow you to lose a ton of weight in the process. So combining these two together allows you to lose weight and still build lean muscle in the process and not have to sacrifice lean muscle, which a lot of us do not want to do. And hey, the more lean muscle we build, the more fat we lose. So always keep that in mind. Sometimes, even myself, we stare at the scale and don't realize that the scale doesn't tell all. Your body fat, how things fit you, clothes, waist, etc. That's what the telling signs are. Now, how do we run this? For men and women, same dosing. 12-week cycle, 20 milligrams per day of GW 501516 dosed once a day. S4, 50 milligrams a day, dosed twice a day. You want to do about a 6-hour gap there in between. 12 weeks. Men, you need a mini post-cycle therapy. All you need is Nova or Clomid, low dose. If you're doing Clomid, 25 milligrams a day for 4 weeks. Nova, 20 milligrams a day for 4 weeks. And then I always do GW 501516 in every PCT I do because it helps control cortisol, because it also is a treatment for problems with cholesterol and blood pressure. And no matter what you run, those can always get elevated a little bit. Plus, it keeps your performance levels high in PCT when you're struggling without having any sort of adverse effect on your recovery whatsoever. Women, you do not need a post-cycle therapy. It doesn't hurt you to do a low dose of a test booster after you're done. You certainly can do that. You're not going to get male attributes or anything like that, and it does provide a lot of help. And if you want to email me, I can provide you with a couple ideas on what to use there. But that's it for that. GW 501516 is basically going to be in every small little cutting stack, stacking it with SR 9009. Now, everybody's got a little different idea on how they dose SR 9009. This is not going to do anything for muscle building. Either one of these, this is going to be more of a straight weight loss, fat loss, increase your endurance type of deal. SR is geared towards fixing your metabolism, except to a higher extent than GW, and it also helps with endurance. I still always feel that GW is the best for fat loss, but these two together is the ultimate endurance and fat loss stack. So you definitely want to take a look at this. With GW, same dosing. SR 9009, some people will only use it on training days. I prefer to use it every day. I prefer 30 milligrams a day, and I also like that 5 milligram dosing every 2 to 3 hours. There are different methods to this, but this is what I prefer. Now, one that often gets overlooked for cutting is RAD 140, and you can stack it with either of the 3 that we mentioned, GW, S4, or SR 9009. With RAD 140, women, I would not exceed 5 to 10 milligrams a day. That is the max I would do it, and that's a once-a-day dosing, 12 weeks. And let me jump back. GW and SR 9009, you can do 16 weeks on that one. There's no suppression, non-hormonal, so go ahead with that dose if you're comfortable. With the RAD 140, 12 weeks. Men, 20 to 30 milligrams a day, but like I said, for females, 5 to 10 milligrams a day. Look, you can stack it with any of the aforementioned that I talk about and have a very successful cutting cycle. Now, you can really use almost any SARM for cutting. LGD is the one that's geared more towards, size, but the way that you eat or what you stack it with, you can definitely use it for cutting. But these 4 are going to be the best for cutting. Now, YK11 and S23 are also really good at cutting, but they're also really good at gaining size and muscle. And we're looking at the best all around for cutting. These are going to be the 4 that I prefer and recommend the most. So those are your beginner kind of SARMS cutting cycles. One other one that I do like is the original SARMS triple stack, which is GW, S4, and MK2866. This is also good for a beginner. It's still lighter, and I do love this one for cutting as well. We know the GW and S4 dosing. Now for females, you're going to do 12.5 milligrams the first 2 weeks, and then the last 10 weeks you're going to bump it to 25. For men, you're going to do 25 the first 2 weeks and then bump it to 50. PCT is all the same. The mini PCT is all the same. The only time you're going to need a bigger PCT is if you start running S23. All right? So that's it. For recommendation, people always ask, what do I recommend? I recommend SARMS for sale. Look, there's plenty of people out there that have their opinions. That's where I recommend, where I have the comfort level. You do what you feel comfortable with. That's my recommendation. So that being said, please subscribe to the channel. Please continue to support and stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.